Good morning across the domain.
Greetings and welcome to L.O.T.U.S.
Hey, welcome to the show. My name is Past Potentate Jerome Williams, aka Lollipop from Alpha Root Temple 145.
Turn it up next to here. And I'm your co-host, daughter Jacqualine Netherland. I'm the Oriental Guide, the Queen of Moolah, and aka Powder Puff the Clown. Moolah is also the home of the 48th Imperial Commandress.
All right, doggone Moolah. Who you with?
Moolah.
All right. We want to thank y'all for joining in again and stuff. This is a interactive podcast today. We are trying to take and promote community service. So the chime has a event that's going on all day long. We want you all to take and chime in, support them with their community events and stuff to get today. This is the flyer. The login information is there on the flyer. Hopefully you have it somewhere within your desert, within your oasis, within your temple courts and stuff, so y'all can take and support it. Okay. All right.
You can also tune in to the broadcast by logging into our Facebook page and clicking on the link. You can go to the Imperial Media Relations Facebook page, and you can also register for the event.
And while you're also on Facebook, for those that tuning in from Facebook, I want you all to go to www.streamyard.com/Facebook.
Absolutely. And StreamYard is going to ask for your permission to use your name and picture. So after logging in, give StreamYard access to view your information.
That's right, because when you come in through Facebook, it just says Facebook user. And when we shout you out, we want to know who we shouting out. All right. Appreciate you all.
All right.
All right. So today we got a nice little show going on today. We want y'all to take in and put in the comments. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, let us know who you are so we can shout you out and stuff.
Absolutely. L.O.T.U.S is an interactive live broadcast, and the whole purpose of L.O.T.U.S is to connect our members to our leaders in a very personal setting. It was created by the Imperial Media Relations team. So we need you all to provide us that feedback by dropping those comments in the chat pane.
Yes, please do. L.O.T.U.S, linking others to unify Shrine. Now, remember, the comments that are made by myself and Jackie are not per se the Imperial Council or the Imperial Court. We do not speak for them. If y'all have questions for the Imperial Council or the Imperial Court, matter of fact, who is our guest today?
Our guest today is the 44th Imperial Potentate, John T. Chapman, and the 48th Imperial Commandress, daughter Jacqualine Brown-Arradondo. So, Lucky, tell us about how did you come up with the idea, Lollipop, for the L.O.T.U.S show?
So a few years ago, I decided to come. I've been brainstorming about how we can take and connect our leadership to the nobles and daughters that don't get a chance to interact with them. I want others to know that just because they have those pyramids or those suns on their heads, they're human just like us, and they like to have fun too. So we just want to introduce that piece to others to let them know that if you see them out, walk up to them and speak to them. They won't eat you up.
Absolutely. We are a global organization, and due to COVID, we've had to be creative in the way that we interact with our members. So creating the L.O.T.U.S show is giving us that pipeline to be able to connect our members. No fez, no collars, just up close and personal. But in order for that to happen, we're going to need your participation. We're going to need you to drop those questions in the chat pane so you can interact with our guests.
All right. Now, also on our show, there's a piece where you can take and market your events. Now, we want you to take and send your community service events to PR@aeanms.org so we can take and promote your event. Now, give us a little feedback, give us a little information about what you're doing so
That's
we
right.
can take and promote it. And your event will look a little something other like this. Let's rep your court, rep your temple, get it on. Come on now.
Hey. Hey, we have Middle Court 53, Oasis of Oakland, Desert of California.
Doggone you up early this morning. Appreciate you. Daughter Hampton, classmate out of Alizar Court 181, Huntsville, Alabama.
Hey, we got Daphne Turner out of Alizar Court number 181. Way to represent Alizar. Hey.
Daughter Veronica Sawyer out of Setos Court, Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
We see you, Veronica. Hey.
Good morning, L.O.T.U.S Potentate Marshall out of Amasis Temple, California. All right, well, that's a new temple.
I can't see the words. We got to blow the words up a little bit. Hey, we got Crystal Brown, Deputy of the Desert of Indiana. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello,
we got Kadive Temple number 16. Hey.
Derek Cole Davidson.
Go ahead, Lollipop.
We got a grand rising from daughter Aaron out of Medina
Court number 15.
Bubble.
We got daughter Teresa Jackson out of El Khalif Court number 115. Thanks for tuning in.
Daughter Simone Reed. What's up, son? Appreciate you for your service. Hey,
appreciate your service. Hey, we got daughter Chandler, Alizar Court number 181 out of Huntsville. Thank you for tuning in.
Alabama representing today, I see.
Hey.
We appreciate y'all. Y'all keep on showing love to us. We appreciate you all coming in and stuff. Much love to each and every one of you all and stuff. But like I said, still send in your marketing events and things so we can take in and market your events and stuff. All right. So first on the show,
we're going to have the 48th Imperial Commandress, daughter Jacqualine Brown-Arradondo. Come on down, daughter. Imperial Commandress, come on down.
Yay! Hey.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
We're doing awesome. We're doing awesome.
Great.
And so tell us a little bit of something about yourself.
Smile every time I see you. That smile just makes me feel good.
Okay. Wonderful.
Well, Imperial Commandress, tell us something about yourself. This is your opportunity to tell us what you want us to know. You can tell us about your background in Shrine. You can talk about your personal life. What would you like our Lotus audience to know about you?
Well, let me share with you that, first of all, I'm family oriented. Mm-hmm. And I'm a people person. So as they said earlier, if you see me on the street, come talk to me. I'm approachable. I love to talk to you. I love to hear what you have to say. So please feel free to come and have a conversation with me. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy cooking. However, right now, I'm not doing a whole lot of eating out. So I'm missing that. It's just been wonderful being a part of this organization, getting to meet so many individuals, sharing their concerns, and hopefully I've been able to be of assistance to you during this time.
Yes, you have. You've been amazing.
Now, I know that COVID has shut down a whole lot of things, and you are a people person and you love to talk. I've witnessed this myself. So, with the shutdown and we going interactive a lot, how has this affected you as being an effective leader and being able to communicate with those across the domain?
Well, I'm happy that the media team came up with From the Desk of the Imperial Commandress. That has been outstanding. Daughters have shared with me how much they enjoy it, how much they look forward to it. During January, November and January, I suspended it so that it would give the members an opportunity to spend time with their families, and they missed it. So we're back at it, sharing that information. I've really, during this downtime, I've had an opportunity to do quite a bit, bring back the roster that was not in existence for a while. We've working on the Constitution. The Constitution is ready. The Imperial Potentate has approved it. We've got the administrative manual. We're just weeks away from putting that in production and having it available to the daughters. We haven't had that since 2005. So the opportunity has been out there for me to be there up front and in person, just not touching, not hugging, the things that I enjoy doing.
All right,
yes. All right. I have another question for you, Imperial Commandress. You started your journey on the Imperial line in Philadelphia. And if we had Imperial session this year, you will have ended your Imperial journey in Philadelphia. How does that make you feel? You want to share a little thoughts with us?
Oh, wow, Jackie. Let me tell you. Yes, in 2003, I started my journey in Philadelphia. I remember the night before election, I had a dessert reception. It was amazing. It was thank goodness I didn't have any illness at that time that prevented me from eating it, but it was amazing. I was really excited to be the first Imperial outside spy from the desert of Tennessee. And in August, I will step down. And I have to say, it's a bittersweet moment. It will be a bittersweet moment. But, life goes on. And it's been amazing. I've had so many well-wishers, and it's just been amazing. And I will not be stepping away, just stepping down.
Okay, yeah. I like that. Stepping away, but not stepping down, but not away. I like it.
All right, now, don't you start shedding no tears on here now.
Exactly. It's bittersweet for sure.
You know me.
Absolutely.
I will drop a tear.
Now, also, we have your counterpart on here. We have the 44th Imperial Potentate, none other than past Potentate John T. Chapman, all the way from Pyramid Temple, #1, the place where you got your star from. Welcome there, past Potentate, Imperial Sir John T. Chapman.
Good morning, Lollipop.
Welcome, Imperial Potentate.
Good morning, beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. It's been an amazing morning, so we're so glad to have you.
Well, when you're old people like me, it's always amazing when you wake up and get up. So, I experience that every day.
Hey, wipe your lip and stuff. You got some grease baking on your lip there.
All right, so Hustle told me not to start, man. I will give it to you both barrels wide open.
And that's one thing I like about you, and you being a straight shooter.
True.
And I'm gonna start off the gun with this question right here. With your background from the days of you growing up from the streets in Philadelphia, you going into education and being the man of this organization. How has that transformation have been for you as a young man coming out of Philadelphia?
Well, it's amazing in the sense that I tell people all the time, I never really planned anything in my life. You know, when I graduated from high school, I had a job working for Roman Haas Chemical Company. I was bringing home $325 a week, and that was in the mid 60s. Okay. By the time I got recruited to come to college, I stayed in South Carolina a year at Benedict, and then I transferred back home to Cheney, and I fell into a job working in a youth detention center. You know, bought myself a 71 DeVille convertible with a chocolate rag roof and chocolate brown ostrich leather interior. So, you know, I was continuing my pursuit of my supposed persona. And I guess, you know, really, I always did the jobs that nobody else wanted to do or didn't have the courage to do. So, you know, I come from very humble beginnings. So, you know, when the money increased, my desire increased, my interest increased. But as I moved along later in my professional career, you know, I thought back on my life and all those people who had stepped in and mentored me and gave me advantage that put me where I was at the time. So that was my ethos as a building principal in the school district of Philadelphia. You know, I did for the kids what somebody had done for me. In fact, I tried to do a little more. You know, I used to tell the teachers all the time, the worst experience they would ever have with me was the being a conference in my office because they had taken advantage of a child. You know, so the kids just, you know, kids were important to me. You know, some of my staff weren't happy to see me in the morning, but my children loved me, you know, because, you know, they went from eating Rice Krispies and stuff like that to having bacon and grits and eggs in the morning. Because I told the food service people, you know, that's not what they're used to. So we're going to serve them what they're used to.
Okay. Well, I have a question for you, Imperial Potentate. I know you have, you know, you've shared a little history of you being an administrator, but what has been your legacy? What did you leave behind? Because I'm sure you were very impactful. You led with an iron fist. So what legacy did you leave behind?
That's kind of a missing iron fist.
You were very firm because you were very effective.
Well, I stood up to my children, but I also stood up for them.
Exactly. Exactly.
At the end of the day, and like I used to tell them, you know, I need this job, so I'm coming every day. So somebody gonna have to make a decision about how this thing is gonna proceed.
Absolutely.
You know, I was very parental with my children.
Okay.
And I addressed my children, and I called my children because they're my kids. I mean, one of my kids is the present president of Bowie State University. I taught Kevin Bacon, the movie star. You know, they were my kids. Okay, but you know, I ran my classroom in my school the way my mother ran the house. Was, you know, it's my way or no way. Okay. At the end of the day, sit down, be quiet, listen to what I got to say, and then we can move forward.
Absolutely. You know? And, I like that. Okay.
You know, I wasn't the best student when I was in school. You know,
really?
Academically or behaviorally, because I had more interest in the young ladies than I did in biology. In fact, that's why it took me extra year to get out of high school, because I had a young lady I was dating and she got out of school a period earlier than me. So I just cut biology for a whole year, okay, because I needed to follow her home. Other than football season or basketball season, I mean, okay.
Well, we glad you changed and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, in life, I tell people all the time, I'm always glad God convinced me of who I really am as opposed to who I thought I was. I mean, back in the early 60s, in high school, they used to call me Mr. Sunshine. So,
Hey. I
you
do
lollipop, I
understand.
was Mr. Popsicle. So, I mean, that's the way that flowed.
Absolutely.
Hey, and we're going to take a break right now, but we're going to come back to that right there. But right now, we're going to bring we're going to go to our rep your sets, and we're going to bring the Imperial Potentate and the Imperial Commandress back. But right now, hey, we're going to go back to rep your sets and stuff. So come on, so we can rep your temples and chords and stuff real quick.
Hey. We got daughter Robin Smith, deputy of the Oasis for Knoxville, Desert of Tennessee. Good morning, Robin.
Volunteers. Oh, we got past Commander Monica Dickerson from 219 Alka Rim. Was it better than amazing?
Better than amazing. We have Karen Pugh out of Moolah.
We got daughter Delphine Turner, honorary past commander, Oasis of St. Louis, Desert of Missouri.
Yes.
Medina.
We got past commander Stacy Wilson out of Syrian Court number 40, Oasis of Denver, Desert of Colorado. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, hello to all the deputies Desert of South Carolina, to all the members. Shout out.
Yeah. Okay, Facebook
we got
user.
Kevin Holbrook, CR Cruise, Temple number 114, Suez.
Daughter Angela Garland, First Lieutenant from Swackham, Delaware.
Swackham Court number 54. Welcome. Hey, we got Stephanie Harris out of Mecca Temple number 10, Oasis of Washington, Desert of Columbia, Stephen King.
We got coming out of Magic City, we got daughter Tanya Dimples Cameron in the house. Hey, Key-Dive,
number 46. We got Alizar Court number 181. Daughter Linda, thank you for tuning in.
Alabama repping hard. Oh, there goes 219 in the house again. My namesake,
Alka Rim Court.
219. Yes. Better than amazing. All right. Now, we're going to take and bring back our Imperial Commandress and our Imperial Potentate. Now, if y'all have questions for these young individuals, please drop them in the comment box so we can take it and bring it to them now. All right?
Absolutely.
So welcome back, daughter Smiley and Noble Sunshine.
Noble Sunshine and daughter Smiley. Drop your questions in the chat pane. This is the interactive segment of the show. We want you to comment. We want you to share, like, comment, subscribe, and share this podcast.
Now, while they are dropping those comments, Imperial Potentate, if you were me asking you the questions, what is one question that you would ask yourself that I didn't ask?
Well, I don't know that I would ask any questions because there's a lot in my background that I really don't want to talk about and or reveal. So, you know, I try to stick to the organization stuff. You know, like I said, I'm glad God revealed to me at a point in my life that I wasn't who I thought I was. Okay. And revealed to me who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I can't say that I haven't had a good life, man. You know, I grew up in Philly, a little section of Philly called Pulaski Town, world renowned because of the Wissahickon Girls and Boys Club, which was the first African American boys club in America.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up with the likes of Herb Adderley, Hall of Fame cornerback, Green Bay Packers, first ballot 1980, Frank Washington of the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm.
And guys from my generation tried to mimic and reflect the older guys. You know, so, you know, I say about 14, I started picking up number slips, and I was making $80, $100 a week. I had a 57 Buick Roadmaster with air conditioning and power steering and power windows and power seats, you know. And I tell people all the time, I'm not a cute light-skinned boy. So, you know,
I hear you.
You know, we you know, in Philly, you know, you could always tell a Philly guy by the way he dresses and by the way he dances. You know, so, you know, I mean, I've had a lifelong passion for good, tasteful dressing, you know. So, you know, when I appeared on the scene, you know, after they figured out that all the Shamar Moores in the group couldn't take them to the movies and I could take them to dinner, the rest is history. That's the way that works. You know.
Well, I have a question for you, Imperial Commandress. What's next for you?
Nothing.
No. You're gonna take up dancing, cooking. What you gonna do? What's next for you?
I will rest for a while. Being the Imperial Commandress is a 7-day-a-week job. No vacation. So with that, I will take some downtime to enjoy my family, do some traveling, some casual traveling, and reading. Christmas, we exchange gifts Christmas at the Imperial headquarters, and one of the items that I had on my wish list was the book, a book. And the Imperial treasurer asked me, she said, "When are you going to have time to read that?" That's when I'm going to read it after I leave office. But again, I will, like I said, I will continue to be engaged with the affairs of the organization. I still will be visible with the members and just be available when needed. I plan to stay in my lane. I've had my time, so I will stay in my lane. Yes. But that's
okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
I like that.
A question that came in the comments was, and this is for both of you all.
Yes.
What do you all think of the L.O.T.U.S show and the job that the Imperial Media Relations team is doing? It was a biased question, but it came from the comments, though.
Don't answer. Y'all don't have to both answer at the same time. I'm just
okay. Imperial, I can answer it. I enjoy it. I appreciate it. As I said before, it's giving me an opportunity to stay connected with the members. So I appreciate the service, the work that the media team is doing. And I'm just grateful that you are there, the talent is there, and that the Imperial Potentate has allowed you to do what you do. Because if he didn't say okay, it wouldn't be. So thank you, Imperial Potentate. But again, because it's giving me an opportunity to stay connected. Thank you. Thank you to both of you.
Okay. Now we're going to look at some comments that are coming in live. I have a question for you, Imperial Potentate. Oh, you want to answer, Imperial Potentate? You have an answer? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You're about to get fired.
I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Don't fire me. Don't Fire me.
You know, because at the end of the day, I don't want to sound chauvinistic, but daughter Arradondo is not my counterpart, but she is my partner. Okay. And I think where a lot of daughters get lost in the sauce, they don't understand that they don't belong to a separate organization. They belong to an element of the Imperial Council. And, you know, on a couple of occasions, Lollipop, I was questioning about who I thought I was. And I said, listen, I know who I am. I'm John Chapman. I'm Jackie and Brenda's little brother buddy. But in this scenario, I am the supreme authority of the Imperial Court. That means the Imperial Commandress, the Constitution, the divan does not rise above my authority. Okay, and I try to utilize it judiciously. Okay, I don't interfere with daughter Arradondo in her operation in the Imperial Court. I try to support her at every turn. But, you know, sometimes, you know, you're listening to your phone or you're eating a snack while you're driving and, you know, your lane assist will come on. So when her lane assist comes on, you know, that's me and I get her back in the lane so that she don't have many problems or any difficulties. I've known Jackie a long time, you know, and, you know, the leadership of this line, the Deputy Imperial Potentate introduced her to her husband. Okay, and then Lollipop, I applied the old logic of the player growing up in the street, and I said, yo, bro, you know, you ain't the only player on the roster. So I suggest you sign up, okay, and get busy. Okay. But you know, I'm trying to I don't want to say dispel. I don't know what the correct word is here, but you know, the daughters are a part of us and we have to include them. We have to work with them. We have to share with them. We have to support them. And in turn, I expect the same. Okay. I mean, I keep saying it, you know, she spoke in my installation. That's the first time in the history, 127 years, that the Imperial Commandress has spoken at an Imperial Potentate's installation, which I think is ridiculous. Okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I don't have any design. I don't, you know, look, I got the perfect partner at home because, you know, I always tell people, you know, I couldn't marry, live with, or date a woman who couldn't take me on. Okay. And trust me, okay, at 5'3" and 120 pounds, she can put them 8-ounce gloves on in a heartbeat. Okay.
Yeah, she can do that. She will do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I appreciate that. But, you know, after the fight is over, I'm still paying the bill. So, you know, I feel like I still got a little more leverage in this than most people might imagine. But, yeah, I mean, you know, the daughters are important to this organization. They're important to me, you know. But I think we have to do a better job of educating our members on what they belong to and what their responsibilities are. And then, you know, we can get away from a lot of the situations that Jackie and I have to deal with on a regular basis. Because like she said, it's 7 days a week. People have gotten their emails from me at 3:30 in the morning. Okay. Because you're just trying to keep pace with it. You know, if you get behind, it's, you know. So
we appreciate you being that peacekeeper and thing. But
yes, we do appreciate you.
As far as what do you think about the L.O.T.U.S team as well as the Imperial Media Relations Department?
Well, I think it took too long to come about. You know, we should have been doing this 5-10 years ago.
I agree. Okay,
because the important issue in human engagement is communication.
Yes, it is.
All right. And the essential thing is for our members to have information firsthand from the correct source. Because Lollipop, our people work on the street committee. You know,
right? Just like somebody said something about the Imperial session that's going down in August. But it didn't come from you?
Right.
Well, what happened was it was a bit of confusion because it was only a draft that the Deputy Imperial Potentate and I were working on. And, we asked another divan member to opine before we posted. And both he and I thought that there was some slight changes that should be made, but it got posted. So that's why I had to put out the disclaimer. And this week, okay, there will be one coming from me regarding a session in Philadelphia. We had a great meeting yesterday with the staff of the Convention Bureau and the Convention Center and our directors and our convention department. And, we really are optimistic that this thing is going to happen, but I don't know if there's anybody out there is watching a news broadcast different from the one I watch. We just have to wait and see how this thing goes. I mean,
exactly.
Get vaccinated because
right.
the numbers have turned down since the vaccination has started.
It has.
Hopefully we'll be at a point where we can have an in-person session in August. But we're planning also if we're not able to.
Okay. Imperial Potentate, I have a question coming in from the audience. They want to know, how are you balancing your home life and your imperial duties?
Okay. Well, they have to understand that my wife thinks she's 44.5. Okay. So it's not like she's off in the corner and I'm busy doing everything, because I have to tell her when it's time for her to exit. Okay. Because she really thinks she should be writing policy and making statements. I'm retired. Last Friday, what's today? The 26th or the 27th? 26th.
27th.
Last Friday, the
27th.
Yeah, last Friday, the 19th. I've been retired 16 years. Okay. So the only thing that I'm busy doing is being the greatest pop-up in the world. Okay. My girls love their pop-up. Okay. And it's nothing like having a 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old just crawl up in your lap and rub your head and tell you that they love you. See, lollipop, for you, you have to understand that's the only time in life.
Uh-oh. He froze on that.
Hello?
Hey, say it again, because you froze on that one.
Well, I ain't freezing. Do you know what I mean? Look, there ain't no question that them girls love me. Okay, but now after you get down the road, well, some of that becomes speculative. Okay. But my wife loves her husband, and she's in love with her husband. And I might say that that's an admirable challenge. Okay, because truly, she don't have to worry about going to heaven. God already got her spot all picked out. She been with me 39 and a half years. And that,
at this time, we're going to announce some.
Do some comment.
Is Hustle monitoring my conversation from the back? Okay.
Hey, he's in the background.
That don't work for me. Okay. But
we're going to take
some. Jackie.
Thank you, Imperial Potentate. We're going to take some questions from our audience. They want to say thank you to the L.O.T.U.S team. This is really informative. It shows that leadership is lighthearted, and that's from daughter Keisham out of Jacopi Court, number 158. We want to say thank you for your feedback, daughter. We do appreciate you. It's great to see leadership in a lighthearted way. You all are very comical. It's great to have you on the show. It's great to see in a different light. And we thank you for taking the time out of your day to just share with us so we can see you in a different light. We do appreciate that.
All right,
we have another question coming in.
It says, with the vaccinations going on, what is the plans for Imperial session, and will there be changes as time goes forward? I think you somewhat alluded to this already.
Right.
We're planning for the session, but we're also planning. I also have that great team of the ICE department and Dr. Gray putting together a plan for a hybrid, a virtual and or a possible hybrid virtual platform that we can still execute the business of the Imperial Council and Imperial Court. But Jackie doesn't have anything to worry. Okay. Fortunately, she has a man who really appreciates her other than James. She can go back to cooking James's breakfast because under my authority as Imperial Potentate, I will move the entire Imperial Court line, and they can have a vacancy like we have a vacancy.
Right.
That's not a problem.
Right. Well, I have a question for the Imperial Commandress. Commandress, looking back over your journey, we're talking professional, personal, and Masonic. What has been your biggest takeaway?
Jackie, I know that God has a sense of humor. And my plan is not his plan. But we have to do what's necessary and what's right at all times. So that's my biggest takeaway, is to do what's necessary and do what's right. Because you don't know who's watching you, who's being influenced. So just do what's necessary and do what's right.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a break again here. We're going to go to Who You With. We're going to rep some more temples and courts and stuff. And we'll be right back. Hello from Plata, down in the boot, the bayou. Daughter Juanita Hamilton, illustrious Commandress. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. We got greetings from Noble Naja Temple number 241, the desert of the U.S. Virgin Islands, Oasis of St. Croix. Thank you for tuning in.
Good morning, daughter Beverly Harris, Palestine Court number 49, down in Mobile, Alabama. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. We have daughter Joyce Clark, illustrious Commandress, out of Pyramid Court number 17. Thank you for tuning in. Go Philly.
Yeah. Greetings from Osiris Court out of Melbourne. Is that one? Melbourne, Florida. Okay. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning from the nobles of Al-Azhar Temple, number 19 Nickel, Oasis of Huntsville, Desert of Alabama. Illustrious Potentate,
BT, take them to Jamaica. From Arabia Court down in Jayville, daughter Yvonne.
All right, Arabia.
Hey there.
All right. Good morning from Keisha Burrow, illustrious Commandress from Phenoma Al McQueen Court number 199, Oasis of Tallahassee, Desert of Florida. Desert of Alabama. Sorry about that.
Hey, I think you need to get your glasses adjusted or something.
I know, right? The words are so small, I can't see them.
Tuscaloosa.
The words are so small. I can't see them. I'm struggling.
All right, we're going to take and bring the Imperial Potentate, Imperial Commandress back, get final remarks and stuff, closing remarks, and we're going to wrap this thing up for today.
Yes.
So, Imperial Commandress, Imperial Potentate, we thank you all for coming on today's show.
Yes.
Imperial Potentate, you have any closing remarks that you would like to share with us?
Hold on, Lollipop. Before the closing remarks, we have a question for the Imperial Potentate. Imperial Potentate, we know you are a Kappa. And before you leave the L.O.T.U.S show, some of our guests will love to see you give us a little shimmy. Can you shimmy for the L.O.T.U.S audience? Give me one more time for us. Can you shimmy one more time? They didn't see you.
One more time. That's right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. The floor is yours for your closing remarks.
It's nice that you mentioned the greatest fraternity on earth known to God, man, that being Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated. We are men of achievement in every field of human endeavor. And I'm proud to say that we have nobles across the domain who are also noops. See, there's a difference between being a Kappa and being a noop. Okay. So you might want to sit down with a good noop one day to understand what that's all about.
There is a difference, huh? There is a difference.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I tell all those ladies at Delta Sigma Theta who get a bruz, thanks for helping them to form. But all of them want to be Diamond Life members.
Right.
And their colors are crimson and cream. So I'm going to leave that right there. Okay? They can hang that hat on that one. But I'd like to mention the fact that Daughter Arradondo and I got together, and the Imperial Council sent 10,000 and she sent 5,000 to the desert of Texas to assist our nobles and daughters after that disastrous experience with extreme weather. Okay, that the group that runs the power grid in Texas decided they weren't going to prepare for, and then milk people out of exorbitant electric bills as a result. We're moving along. And I guess the most important thing for me is for the nobility and the daughters, you need to read your Constitution. You need to read the bylaws of your Constitution. Okay, you need to read the policy and procedure manual of the Imperial Council and the Daughters' Constitution, okay, so that you will know how to act properly and effectively if you're in a role of leadership in your temple or court, okay? This is a volunteer organization, and you can choose to belong and you can choose not to belong. But if you choose to belong, the purpose of rules and regulations are to maintain order, stability, okay, and to promote posterity and prosperity, okay. Sometimes we let this thing become too much about us. I noticed you asked Jackie what she was going to do when she leaves office. Well, I tell the nobility now, and I'm going to say it again, okay, on the third Thursday in August of 2022, I will be prepared with my gray slacks and blue blazer with a silver pyramid emblazoned with 5 silver pyramids, okay, with my past Imperial Potentate's collar and jewel on as I proceed into the room to install my good friend, my Kappa brother, Noop, okay, and the then 45th Imperial Potentate elect in the office, okay, all right, because once that ceremony is over, I'm going to evaporate, okay, and it's his to run, his to do, I've given so far almost 21 years to this organization in a leadership, well, more than that, because I was illustrious potentate, but nearly 30 years of my life to this organization in a leadership and responsible role. And now it'll just be real comforting, okay, because I miss my children growing up because I was real busy being a Shriner. I've been a Mason 52 years. So, I was real busy with organizational involvement, and I missed some exciting moments in my children's lives. But them 2 little girls, listen, one had a birthday 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday, and Pop was there. Okay. I relish the fact that I won't have to adjust any schedule to make sure that I'm there for them. All right. And it'll be good to have some time to myself for a change. Where I can really tell people what I think of their opinion when they want to express theirs of me. Okay.
Hey, you keep on talking about that crimson and cream and stuff. There's somebody in the back rooms who said something else about that the purple and gold and stuff. Ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't have a dog in that fight, but I'm just saying.
Well, it's like I tell them all the time. We walk dogs, so. Okay, I mean, look. Okay. Hey, listen. DJ Hustle don't want me playing this game, not live, okay? Because I know how to go to it. But at the end of the day, it'll just be comforting to have a normal life again. Okay. I don't have to be somewhere, show up, take responsibility for something. Okay. People ask me if I miss my job. I say, absolutely not. And when I go, I will not miss being the Imperial Potentate. Okay. I will be comforted that Lollipop, that, I can sit over there on the left side of the Imperial Potentate at the end of the table during the session, and people can see me nodding with my fez on. Okay. All right. Listen, I look forward and relish that. I mean, I don't have no problem with this. Okay. Because, this is not who I am. It's just something that I do. Okay.
Okay.
And that's where I am.
Well, we definitely appreciate both the commitment both of you all have given this organization. We totally understand the blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifices that you all have made. And we just want to say thank you for that. We do. We want to say thank you.
It's been my pleasure, truthfully.
Well,
yes.
I tell people all the time, Jackie, they don't have to thank me. I put my hand up and I asked for this job. Okay?
Right.
So it's my responsibility to fulfill reasonable expectations of me doing this job responsibly and in the best interest of the membership. So, I don't ask for any thanks, I mean.
But we appreciate you though. We do.
We appreciate
you.
I'm like Adam. I bit the apple, so I got to take everything else to go with it.
Absolutely. Well, Imperial Commandress, what are your closing remarks?
Well, I just want to thank the members for their support, their patience with me throughout this ordeal with the on again, off again testimonial. But again, thank you so much for your support. You've given me so much love and understanding. But again, we're just going to go with God's plans. Take that vaccination. I've had mine. I'm encouraging others to do it. I take my second one, the second one on March the 9th. So I'm just looking forward to living without restrictions. And I'm also like the Imperial Potentate. I'm looking to being at the end of the podium with my arms crossed and my mouth shut. I don't have to do anything. I'll leave it up to everyone.
They like the song goes, I'm living my best life.
That's right.
Hey, okay. Living my best life.
Yes. But I want to thank all the members again. I appreciate them. I appreciate the love, the gifts. Oh my goodness. They have just been outstanding. Thank you.
Yes, right. Absolutely.
All right. So once again, appreciate y'all for coming in. We're gonna do a couple more comments from our audience.
Yes.
And then we're gonna take it. Facebook user, you did not go to StreamYard to let us know who you are, but Facebook user, we thank you. Great job, IMR department. Enjoyable podcast.
Thank you.
Who you are?
Enjoyable podcast. Thank you. Yes, great podcast indeed. Thank you, Facebook user. Awesome podcast. Thank you again, Facebook user. It's always a pleasure watching this podcast.
Great job. Thank you again, Facebook user. We want to know who you are, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, while we're waiting on comments to come in.
A tremendous job. You really are.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Because, the way this thing started with me, it wasn't going to happen because, they messed up my test. They messed up my installation, and I ain't been happy with that since. Okay.
I do understand.
You said I'm a straight shooter. Okay. I call it like I see.
Look, I said thanks to the Imperial Potentate for allowing things to happen with the media department. Did I?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, this is really informative, and it shows leadership in a light-hearted manner. We want to say thank you to Sassy coming in from YouTube, Sassy Blue 38. Thank you.
Well, I can tell you this. The media relations department struggles with me.
You're right about that.
I can only be presidential in a context of my mind that I think is presidential, because you know, I'm me, and I'm not trying to give any false illusions as to who I am as a person. You know, I mean, we ain't none of us perfect. You know, I know some things about me need to improve, but at the end of the day, it's who I am. Okay, and that's all I ask our members to be who we are. You
right.
know, don't
Absolutely.
worry about a show and impressing people. You know, I get up every morning, look in the mirror, and I say, "Oh my God, you still here?" You know, so that's the way it works. And I want to thank past potentate Terrence Anderson of Palestine 18. You know,
absolutely. Come on out, Terrence. Come on out so the audience can see you. Come on out, Terrence, while the Imperial Potentate talk to you.
Call him by his real handle, DJ Hustle.
DJ Hustle, come on down.
Okay, and the director. Okay,
all right.
Dion Hose out of Al-Azhar in Huntsville. You know,
in Huntsville, yeah.
And Dion's been around a long time. Has always done a great job for the Imperial Council. You know, I know he's been struggling with my personality for a few months, but you know, we like each other, so you know we'll get through this, okay? And you know, I didn't like you, Hustle, when we first started, but you figured out how to get to the beast. So you know, I appreciate you. I love you, okay? And you do a terrific job.
Hello, everybody. I'm the backroom guy, Imperial Potentate. Thank you, sir. Imperial Commandress, thank you, ma'am. We running over time, but it was a great show. A lot of your personality came out. Imperial Potentate, we appreciate it. I actually saw you.
Came out, not a lot of it.
We don't want the other part. We don't want. I saw your shimmy, but it was a quick little shimmy, but it was a shimmy.
Nonetheless, yeah.
But yes, thank you for shouting out the director and our administrator, Imperial First Ceremony Master, Jacqualine Avery. So we're in something good, I think. We appreciate you for letting us do this, and hopefully we can keep it going. So I'm going to say bye-bye to our extinguished guest, and L.O.T.U.S team, let's close it out.
Let's close it out.
Okay. Thanks again, the Imperial Potentate, Imperial Commandress and stuff for allowing us to do what we do in order to bring it to the members across the domain, not only just the members in the domain, those that has been shared outside of the domain as well, because we want others to know who we are and what we do and stuff.
What we do.
We're linking others to unify Shrine, not just it's within the Shrine organization itself. So.
That is right. Just remember, this is a live podcast. And in order for it to work, we need you to drop those comments in the chat pane. We're going to push for bigger comments on the next show. But nonetheless, drop those comments in the chat pane and interact with our guests. Our next show will be the 4th Saturday in March. That will be March the 26th at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So please tune in.
I think it's March 27th. March 27th.
You think it's the 27th?
Yeah. Look, we'll verify that.
We'll verify.
Somebody asked the question, can this show be seen after today? The answer is yes. You can go to our YouTube page, and you can find all of our podcasts as well as communications from the Imperial Potentate, Imperial Commandresses, all of that you can find on our YouTube page. So thank you.
That is correct. And I do stand corrected. That will be the 27th of March. You have two options in which to tune in to the show. You can tune in via our Imperial Media Relations YouTube page or Facebook page. Again, thank you for tuning in.
Rep your sets one more time and things. Awesome job from daughter Casey out of
Gacunda Court number 16. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning and greetings from daughter Ken Shafshire out of Moolah. Thank you for such an engaging conversation.
Enjoy watching the podcast all the way from the Oasis of
Melbourne, Florida. Osiris Court number 70.
The Imperial Deputy for the Oasis. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Great job with this dynamic podcast. Transparency and providing an opportunity to interact with leadership is appreciated beyond measures. Thank you, daughter Williams out of Al-Karim Court number 219.
There's another daughter out of 219, daughter Audrey Caldwell. Good morning. Awesome
we
podcast.
See you.
Thank you.
We see you, Al-Karim. We see you. Thank you from Suez Court number 149, Springfield, Massachusetts. Thank you for tuning in.
Greetings from Moolah.
Moolah. Hey. We got good morning from daughter Stephanie Harbison out of Arabia Court number 21, Oasis of Chicago, Desert of Illinois. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, Stephanie, tell my man, tell your husband, I said, what's up, man? Much love to him.
All right, now.
Good morning from my daughter Stephanie Flamer, Second Lieutenant Commandress out of Fayette
Court number 211.
Once again, thank you all for chiming in and stuff. Remember the Community Health Initiative, no longer the NDI, the Community Health Initiative. They're having a podcast. They're having a program going on today. Support them in their endeavors. Black History Matters. Black Health Matters.
Black Health Matters. Winter Summit.
And also thank you all for this. We know this. The media department try to put out good information. We thank you all for the support for the 28 Days of Greatness that just came out. That was good. Thank you for the support and everything that you all do and stuff. Tomorrow is the last day of the month. So the Imperial Commandress, the Imperial Potentate, they were very appreciative of it. They thank you all for y'all support, for supporting them in their endeavors as well as what we do. Now, with that being said, till next time, peace,
love,
and y'all be safe now. You heard me?
Until next time.